Let me make it very, very clear that for about 2 years, our colleagues in the opposition went very personal against the presidency, against communities, against religions, and against the office of the presidency. And I really want to ask them to go back to the memory. Also, my good friend Rigathi Gachagua, he called communities like the Somali community Al-Shabaab. He disparaged the Muslim community. He disparaged the president individually, character-wise. So he cannot have his cake and eat it. The president for a number of times told them, let us have a discussion, an agenda, critique my manifesto, critique the housing, critique the universal health coverage, critique what we are doing in agriculture, critique what we are doing in education, critique how we brought back the economy back to its feet. But they went for name calling of the president. They have given the president so many names. I mean, it was so vulgar, it was so nauseating for some of the things that the opposition, and more so Rigathi Gachagua, has been saying. Now that the president has allowed them, that now you have gone to personality. Let me also go to personality. I think Mheshimiwa Rigathi Gachagua has been challenged on two fundamental issues. One, on how he altered the will of his brother at his deathbed in London, the former governor of Nyeri. We want Rigathi Gachagua not to go around. We want him to address that. Did he or did he not alter the will of the former governor of Nyeri, Ruto Gachagua, who was his brother? That is what the president has challenged him. That he altered the will, he took the assets of the orphans of his brother, the wealth of the widowers. That is what he should answer. Number two, he was challenged on how he did something to a young girl and ultimately killed her. That is another criminal offense. So Rigathi Gachagua must address to us, is that true? Is Maureen existing? Because if he doesn't do that, the parents of that girl will speak. The widow of his former and family members of the former governor will speak. And it is very, very sad that for 1.5 years, the opposition used all manner of language and vulgar and personality on the president. The church did not speak. The civil society did not speak. They came out last night gain blazing. They can't have their cake and eat it. The threshold for all leaders, whether in the opposition or in government, must be based on the Constitution, the Leadership and Integrity Act. No, I mean the president is very clear. He said 99% of my time I'll spend and I'll focus on delivering. The president has said many times, judge me by what I promise the people of Kenya. I promise the people of Kenya universal health coverage. Today, 30,000 Kenyans have registered with the Social Health Authority. Judge me on what I'm doing in agriculture. Mark the examination on my manifesto, what I'm doing on energy, on education, on how today the Kenyan shilling is stable, how the economy is in the region. And he says 99%, how he's expanding road network and all that. And he said he's going to spend 99%. But 1%, because they have refused to leave the personality cult, the president will deal with them. Not only the president, even us, myself. Now that I've opened the first, the next meeting I'm going to have, I will deal with them. And on the issue of the body, they are the ones who started it. They called him Kasongo. They are the ones who said he's losing weight. So when he talks about their body, why is it becoming a problem? And I think from a health point of view, Kenyans must do more walking. Most of the diseases of today, the non-communicable diseases, are based on lifestyle. So even to the Muslim congregation, we must eat less. We must eat right. We must not eat junk food. Yes, I'm supporting maybe the president was talking politically, but let me speak from the health point of view. Kenyans should eat less sugar, less salt. They should do more exercise. That's how we build the country. But we want Gachagua not to squat around. He must answer the two major questions. What is the story around altering the will of his brother at his deathbed in London? What is the issue of this young lady who he did whatever he did and ultimately died? That is the question we want to know. For my good brother Eugene Wamalwa, the children of Kijana Wamalwa are speaking. You have their videos. They are saying we have dropped out of school. Our houses have been sold. The other candidate, nobody talked about, the president didn't name anybody. But he came and he said he takes a lot of matoke in Kisii. We are telling him from a health point of view, eat less matoke. Yes.